welcome back to my YouTube channel. So my bad for not continuing on vlogging yesterday. I think me and RJ just got caught up with things around the house, and yeah, I just decided to continue vlogging today, but start a whole new video because I think that video will be like 10 minutes long. I don't know. But anyway, so in today's video is gonna be another vlog. It is the next day, October 8th, and it's currently 3:46 p.m. and still no Kingston. He is with his other grandma and he should be coming home later today. But before I start the day or start vlogging, or start this video, whatever, but I do want to actually talk about what has happened recently, or not recently. It's been about like a month now, but to me, like medically, I would say, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but I just want to give an update or talk about what I found out about my body recently. And yeah, so how it all started basically is that I had like this patch on the back, or on my back, and I noticed that it was just like a small like patch. It just looked like this, and it was red. It wasn't itchy or anything, but it was just on my back. So at first I thought it was just like a heat rash, you know, but my skin is sensitive. I was very sensitive to heat before. Like I was having heat rashes. I had no like creams or anything for that. I just like, okay, the only like condition with skin wise is I had the heat rashes. I had that ever since I was little, but I noticed in my 20s is when I saw it like slowly like not having it anymore. My body started I guess getting used to the heat or whatever the case is, but I definitely don't have it as much now. But when it gets like super hot outside and dry, I definitely get like red marks on my face, red, like it's like raised up on the skin. But yeah, that was like really the only condition I had skin wise. But the one that I had on my back recently, it looked different. It didn't look like a heat rash, but I just like considered like that it is a heat rash at first because that's all I really, you know, experienced before. So I did have it, and then I noticed after like 3 days it started like, I wouldn't say scabbing, but it just started having like a border around it where it's like dry. So then I instantly thought it was ringworm, because after that, like after seeing how it looked, it just reminded me of ringworm. I've never had ringworm before. My brother-in-law had it before, and that's where I kind of like knew how ringworm looked like, but prior to that I didn't even know what ringworm looked like. I just knew it just sounded weird and it sounds gross, so I kind of freaked out already, like once I saw that it was like having that border, like that peeling stage or whatever. So instantly I you know, in my mind I was like, okay, this is ringworm, but how did I get it? And the fact that it's contagious, I know that ringworm is contagious, so I right away washed our sheets. I was wearing loose clothing. I went to the store and bought cream for it. I bought a over-the-counter antifungal. I think it was clotrimazole. I may be wrong, but yeah, so I bought that from Walgreens, was applying it twice a day, and I noticed that it wasn't getting better. But I know with the directions and just ringworm in general, it should at least look smaller or not be as red or raised up on the skin after 2 weeks. So within like a week and a half already, I noticed that it looks the same. Like it doesn't look like it got bigger, it doesn't look smaller, it doesn't look like it changed or even look better. So I was like freaking out. And then that day where I decided to try a different formula of over-the-counter, I noticed that I was having it on my back. Now, not like how it looks, not like how that patch looks on my back. The ones on my lower back, that I was starting to get on my lower back and on my upper thighs and on my hips, they were like, I don't know how to explain it, but I noticed they were like little, I wouldn't say patches, but they just look like little bruised like mosquito bites, but there was like no bump or anything. It just like looked like it was under the skin. They weren't itchy at first, but I just noticed that I had a lot of them, or not a lot, but quite a few, you know, on my back. And then I was like, okay, like this is weird because it doesn't look like that patch that's on my back when I first initial saw, you know, the first initial one that I saw. So that day when I was getting a different formula, I started, you know, putting the new formula on that too, treating it like it was an antifungal, or treating it like if it was ringworm also, with antifungal products. But I noticed that it just started spreading like around my thighs. So yeah, after like 2 weeks of trying 2 different creams, I decided already to make an appointment. So the reason why I didn't make an appointment initially to get it, you know, diagnosed or whatever, is because this is during the time where we were at the end of escrow and we started moving into the house, and I just didn't want to worry about it because it wasn't like a huge concern to me in the beginning, because again, I thought it was just a heat rash. And I didn't want to physically go to the doctor's office. I just didn't have time for that, and I wanted to avoid that. But then when I started seeing it like spreading around my thighs and stuff, that's when I was like, okay, this is weird. And the fact that one thing that really threw me off was the fact that Kingston and RJ didn't have any kind of rash or anything transferred to them, because I'm with them like, you know, every day. I'm with Kingston 24/7. I give him a bath. We sleep all next to each other in that one bed, before moving to the house. So I was like, okay, like this is weird. How come I have it and it's spreading on my body, but it's not spreading on theirs, you know? So that's when I was like, okay, this is probably not ringworm. It's not that contagious where it spreads. So then I luckily, when I was calling to make an appointment, they had an available virtual appointment 30 minutes later. So I decided to do that, because again, I was avoiding to go into office because I didn't want to go. But I did it virtually, and I was able to show her my patch that's on my back, the first initial one that I saw, and then the ones that are on my lower back. So right away she canceled out ringworm, which made me so happy. Like, it's like a peace of mind, because I really didn't want to have ringworm, and you know, to know that I had ringworm, because again, I treated it like it was ringworm, but then I was like, okay, why isn't it Kingston and RJ getting it, you know? So right away she canceled out that it's not ringworm, and she said that what she thinks it is, or that she knows it is, because she herself has had it before, and she said that it is called it's called pityriasis rosea. And I've never heard of that. I never had that before. I've never had any kind of skin condition before. If anything, again, it was just that heat rash and acne on my face. But I've never had something like that. And also my mom's a nurse, and she, you know, right away thought it was ringworm, but then she realized that Kingston and RJ didn't have it either. So she said to just really get it checked by the doctor. So, oh yeah, that was my first time having a virtual doctor's appointment. It was kind of weird. It's just like FaceTiming your doctor, and like you have to show your body through your camera. I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, I just showed her the patch on my back and my lower back, and right away she pointed out that she thinks it's pityriasis rosea. And I asked her, like, how can I get this? Because, you know, it's COVID. We don't go out like that. I haven't been to the gym. I haven't like been exposed to any kind of area where it's like really dirty or has a lot of germs, again, like the gym. And she said basically this kind of diagnosis actually hasn't like a true reason of why people get it. It's just kind of like it's a viral infection. Basically, it's not contagious and that it doesn't spread. And also, there's no cure for it. Basically, that it goes away by itself within 6 to 14 weeks, which kind of sucks because that's a very long time. And I would say like 4 weeks in right now. And yeah, she said that it can take up to 14 weeks, even longer. It depends how much you have and how your body is reacting to it. So right away when she told me that it's not contagious and that I shouldn't really stress about it, like, gave me such peace of mind, because again, I thought it was ringworm at first, but then Kingston and RJ weren't having it, so I was like, what the heck is going on with my body? Because I never had this kind of condition. So I'm glad that I made that appointment, and she prescribed me actually triamcinolone. I can never say that word. It's basically a cream it won't treat it, but it's to help with the itchiness and the dryness of it. That's being applied twice a day. And yeah, again, I'm 4 weeks in, and it's really hitting me to the point where I'm kind of insecure about my body. RJ tells me all the time to not worry about it, but it's just, you know, I have to vent to him and tell him like, oh, I don't like how my body looks and stuff, because it's like weird. Like, I'm not gonna show it on camera, but it's just the ones on my thighs, it just looks like I'm bruised. Like, you know what it looks like? It looks like if like a paintball like hit me there and it like bruised it. Like, they're like little tiny bruises. And some of them are not raised, and some of them are just really under the skin, like a bruise. So again, I've been really insecure about it, and it's really hitting me today especially. I don't know why, but yeah. So that's been let me fix my seating. That's been the update on, how long has this been? Oh my god. That's been the update about my skin situation going on. And then with my face, oh my god. So I mentioned this, I think, in the vlog yesterday, that my skin has been so bad, like really bad. I think it's just I've been forgetting to take my birth control like every other day, which I know is so bad, but again, with moving and stuff, I just forget. Not only that messes up with my hormones and stuff, and I notice every time I miss a day on my birth control, my skin acts up. And I think just also the new environment, because I work from home. I'm home literally every day. And to me, when we were moving in and out of the house to try bring stuff in, I was cleaning the house and stuff, so I was very open, or I was exposed to, like, you know, new air. I'm exposed to a new environment, new house, so I think my body is just having its own reaction, you know. And yeah, so that's my update on my skin. I might have this video by itself because it looks like I'm 13 minutes in, and that's a pretty damn long time, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's been a concern of mine right now. But yeah.
She's a Mona Lisa, everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.